안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean Wave, a brand new week with Monday's edition of the Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-trends, K-people, K-everything. And before you know, you'll be booking your flight to Korea. Our co-host this Monday is Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa, and hello to everyone joining us today. Happy Monday! I'm your co-host Bella, starting another new week here at the Culture Wave with you all. This week I'll be filling in for Walter Lee, so I'll be here every day until Thursday.
All right, looking forward to a packed week with you,
Yes.
Bella. And we're also joined by Arirang News culture correspondent Song Yoo-jin. Welcome, Yoo-jin.
Hello, Soa, and hello, Bella, and hello to our viewers of the Culture Wave. I'm Song-jin. I'm Arirang News culture correspondent.
So, Yoo-jin, what story do you have for us today?
Well, I think you guys will both know that it's been nearly a month since South Korean author Han Gang won the Nobel Prize in Literature, and her historic win not only put the spotlight on her and Korean literature, but also the translators who really helped bring her works to readers worldwide. So in light of this, I explored how South Korea is nurturing the next generation of literary translators by visiting the place where these talents are trained.
When Professor Yoon Sun-mi heard about Han Gang's Nobel Prize win, one thought stood out.
It's sparking strong curiosity among international publishers of Korean literature. This could lead to a greater demand for translators.
Professor Yoon, who grew up in Argentina, is one of Korea's first literary translators and has nearly 30 years of experience. In 2012, she introduced Han Gang's The Vegetarian to Spanish-speaking readers, marking the book's first Western language translation. For her, translation is more than just switching words to another language.
You're conveying hidden meanings, intentions, and symbolic nuances. You have to understand the author's purpose, the character's psychology, and how readers will interpret it. It's like conducting an orchestra, balancing all these elements for a translation that's faithful.
Since 2010, Professor Yoon has been nurturing future translators as an instructor at the Literature Translation Institute of Korea's Translation Academy.
South Korea is unique in having a government-backed institution for training literary translators. A recent amendment to the Literature Promotion Act even proposes graduate programs in literary translation, showing a growing recognition of the need for experts to introduce Korean literature worldwide.
With courses in 7 languages, the Academy enrolls around 150 students, 90% of whom are international, and covers more than just books. Students also translate webtoons and films.
Since we are having to be in contact with Korean literature, we get to meet some writers, and we have an amazing library here. We can read a lot of books. So
I think I like to translate novels in a way that that brings them closer to the Spanish readers.
Despite these opportunities, translating is still a challenging path.
Translation grants haven't increased since I started 30 years ago, so it's tough to make this a full-time career. I tell my students to consider translation as a side job. Breaking in is also hard. The Daesan Foundation is the only place new translators can apply for work, as most publishers prefer established names.
Thus, it's time to come up with some solutions.
We need more platforms where translators and publishers, both local and international, can connect. Creating opportunities for new translators through these platforms, or requiring the use of rookie translators for projects, even small ones, would give them practical experience to build a full-time career.
A powerful translation gives literature a new dimension. With efforts like these, Korean literature could reach readers far and wide.
Yoo-jin, these translators really seem to be the hidden heroes behind Korea's global success in literature. And it's really not just a word-for-word process, as we see in your report, and which I have to agree with because I actually translated a couple of books, and it can be strenuous.
I think you know this really well, Soa, but literary translation is not just about being fluent or native in a language, because as mentioned in my report, it goes beyond technical translation, directly translating word by word. So for example, Professor Yoon, who you saw in my report, she's actually more comfortable in Spanish because she grew up in Argentina, but she managed to build a successful career by translating Korean literature into Spanish, which is really remarkable. And for her, a good translation feels so natural that readers don't even realize it's translated. And this not only requires great linguistic skills, but also a deep understanding of both cultures, which is why the Translation Academy, run by the LTI Korea, is offering Korean cultural studies to its regular curriculum.
That's a good idea.
That shows really importance of the curriculum itself. And with Hangang's Nobel Prize win, it's drawing so much attention to her books.
Right.
People are probably curious, is there any place where they could read Hangang's books in their own languages?
There actually is. So the National Library of Korea, located in Seoul Seochogu district, it actually set up a special display featuring Hangang's works. So here, this collection includes 14 of her major books, from early works like Your Cold Hands to internationally acclaimed titles like The Vegetarian and We Do Not Part. And specifically for international visitors, the library offers 79 translated versions of her books in 28 different languages. So this display is located in the main building's literature room, open every day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., except on the second and fourth Mondays and public holidays. And if you want to visit, make sure to sign up as a user at the library's official website before visiting.
All right, that is almost just around the corner of our station.
Right, very
so let's keep note of that, Bella.
For sure.
All right, thank you very much for that, Yujin.
My pleasure.
Time for some K-entertainment news with Bella Kim. Bella, what do you have for us today?
Yes, the first story, here's a hint for our first story, is my hairstyle. You can see my hairstyle. Do you know who it reminds of?
The character Buka?
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Yes, that too, but
It was really not difficult to guess because I've been watching this particular music video hundreds of times these days. It's probably Rosé's hairstyle from 아파트.
Yes, you're correct. Bingo. We cannot go a week without talking about Blackpink Rosé's latest song, 아파트, 아파트. I think this is like my 5th time singing 아파트 on this show, featuring Bruno Mars, as it's constantly reaching its new milestone. This time, Rosé hit number 2 on the UK's official singles top 100 chart with 아파트. She broke her own record, previously set on the song's debut for the highest ranking ever achieved by a female K-pop artist. Psy is actually the only still remains a K-pop artist to top this chart with his mega hit back in 2012, Gangnam Style, if you remember.
Of course.
So he's still the only one from the K-pop artist to top this chart. Previously, Rosé's single hit number 8 on the US Billboard Hot 100 singles chart, while the music video that we both watched several times, featuring Rosé and Bruno Mars, topped 200 million views just within 11 days of its release.
Wow, I mean, being compared to Psy's Gangnam Style, that itself, I have to say, is tremendous.
Exactly.
So let's see whether Rosé and Bruno Mars will even climb up higher on the charts. But you have another milestone to talk about.
Yes, the next milestone is on K-pop boy group Stray Kids. Stray Kids have become the first K-pop artist to sell more than 1 million albums in the US this year. According to JYP Entertainment, Stray Kids recently obtained its 7th gold certificate from the Recording Industry Association of America, with more than 500,000 single and album sales in the US this year with its latest album, 8. In addition, the album is the most sold K-pop album in the US this year as of September 30th local time, and is ranked 4th worldwide. Stray Kids are currently on their new world tour, Dominate.
So what a great achievement.
Right.
I mean, not just here in Korea, but really on the global stage, especially in the US. That is amazing.
Yes.
Now, our last story might be a little upsetting news for our NCT fans.
Yes, NCT fans, NCTians should be probably is upset about this news. NCT member Taeyeon is joining the military today. That's this Monday in Korea. He will be fulfilling his mandatory service as a member of the military band. On Sunday, the day before his enlistment, Taeyeon shared several photos on his Instagram. including, his new buzz cut for military training. The post included a selfie that he snapped of his new cut at the salon, along with a playful photo of his shorn hair on the floor spelling out enlistment in Korean. So that was pretty, catchy and fun. In the caption, Taehyun wrote a heartfelt message saying, quote, reflecting on our memories together, looking forward to our journey ahead. He is the second member of NCT to enlist after Taeyong and is expected to be discharged May of 2026.
May 2026. It might seem like a very far away date for the fans, but speaking of military bands, I think it was last year I saw a member of N Flying and also Victon during an event because they, I think, were part of the military band.
So they were performing.
That means fans do get the chance sometimes to see them perform on stage, even during the military.
Right, and some of the groups singles actually release, some kind of like projects that they've prepared before.
Right, we talked about that too.
We don't know anything. Maybe there's something coming up soon.
Some surprise,
exactly.
Yes. Okay, Bella, thank you for that. Please stick around.
Yes, for sure.
And now it is time to check out some other culture-related news with our AI anchor, Ari.
Welcome to the Culture Wave AI News. I'm Ari. Let's jump right into our first story. South Korean esports giants T1, led by Faker, won their 5th League of Legends World Championship crown in London on Saturday, beating China's Bilibili Gaming in a thrilling final. T1 has now become the world's first team to win the championship 5 times. The final match between star players from Korea and China also set a new record in the gaming competition's history, attracting over 6.5 million concurrent viewers. Faker, who has earned the nickname Korea's national treasure, was named Finals MVP for the first time in 8 years. The first Korean Film Festival was held in Melbourne, Australia, drawing hundreds of local K-cinema enthusiasts. From The King and the Clown, directed by Lee Jun-ik, to the semi-fictional history drama A Taxi Driver, 11 prominent Korean movies were screened. Each screening attracted over 100 spectators, with some sessions fully booked. Experts attribute this success to the trust Australian audiences have developed in Korean cinema, fueled by the global popularity of Korean content like Parasite and Squid Game. Cheonan History and Culture Park has reached a significant milestone by welcoming 1 million visitors since its opening in 2022. It has also been selected as this year's outstanding example of regional tourism development by the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism. The park is a tourist complex that recreates Cheonan County in the 1930s when it served as a hub for tourism, culture and logistics. Each year, it lures over 400,000 visitors, offering a diverse array of attractions, engaging programs, and local delicacies. That's all from me. Keep it tuned to the Culture Wave.
머나먼 별빛 저 별에서도 노래를 부르는 사랑 살겠지 밤이면 오손도손 그리운 것들 모아서 노래를 지어 부르겠지.
With more and more people turning to streaming services on over-the-top platforms to watch movies and dramas instead of going to the cinema or zapping through conventional TV channels, streaming services are constantly releasing new content. In our Culture Issue segment today, we will introduce the latest and upcoming series on such OTT platforms and delve into the trend of sequels and spin-offs. For that, we are joined by culture critic Professor Ji Hae-won at Kyung University's Arts and Cultural Management Program. Welcome, Professor Ji.
Hello, good afternoon.
So, Professor Ji, let's begin with Hellbound Season 2. That one has been released on October 25th and has been already a huge hit, being listed 5th on the Netflix non-English series. I checked just before our show. It is still on the 5th place as of this Monday. So first off, how is the series being assessed?
Yeah, Hellbound is a supernatural thriller series, and those kind of series are has been much loved by the global audiences, including the OTT platforms like Disney Plus, Netflix, or TVs. And the first season of it has been released in 2021, so the audiences has been waiting for 3 years,
including myself,
right, for the second season. So the director, the Yeon Sang-ho, actually created the webtoon. So the series is based on the webtoon of the same name. So it's been, as you said, since it has released on last month, so it has been ranked at 15 for the entire Netflix series and 5th on the non-English series. So it's a huge hit.
It is, and I think also here in Korea, locally, it is the first one.
Right,
currently.
right.
So it is a huge hit, but of course, because season 1 was a huge hit. So Professor Ji, what are some of the factors that people were hoping to see in the second season, and has that been reflected? Also, what differentiates the second from the first series?
Yeah, it's based on the same main characters, but there are several new characters and new stories. They expanded the stories. So the new season contains 6 episodes, like the previous one. And the stories, it took the stories ahead by 5 years, and they gave us the answers to some of the burning questions, like what happened to the main characters, like Jung Jin-soo or Park Jung-ja. So that was like open-ended at the last season. So they gave us some answers about it. But in the second season, we see the world more divided by the more power groups, like Min Hae-jin, who played by Kim Hyun-ju, and the New Truth, Se Jin-ri-hwae, and Arrowheads, Hwasalchok, and of course the government. So everyone goes after Park Jung-ja, so who has resurrected, so either to keep her safe or use her as a new weapon to terrorize the society. So especially in this new season, the actor who played Jung Jin-soo, the one of the lead character, was replaced by Kim Sung-chul, and he did a really good job. And many audiences was actually surprised to see the special appearance of actress Moon Geun-young as a member of Arrowheads and 햇살밭 선생님, actually. And there are global fandom of the director Yeon Sang-ho, who created many unique Korean occult horror films or TV shows, including Train to Busan, Peninsula, and Parasite the Grey, and of course Hellbound.
Really, all big names here. Now let's move away from Hellbound to Bella.
Another very anticipated sequel, the 2019 action comedy drama 열혈사제, which is the Fiery Priest, right? Season 2 will be released later this week. What can we expect from the season 2 of that?
Actually, the 열혈사제, Fiery Priest was one of the mega hit TV series like 5 years ago.
Right.
And in the main actor Kim Nam-gil actually received the Best Actor, Best Awards of the Year at the 2019 SBS Drama Awards. And based on the huge hit, actually they announced the second one would be followed, but it took 5 years to come back.
5 years.
5 years.
So long.
Yeah, so long. So actually the second season finally will be released this weekend, and with most of the main characters from the previous season, including the priest Kim Hae-il, played by Kim Nam-gil, and the prosecutor Park Kyung-sun, and the detective Gu Dae-young, and there are many other new characters, including new villains. So in the new season, we would see the stronger partnership with the main characters and see how they expand the story with the villains and how they fight for justice.
Interesting. Looking forward to that one as well. Now, as it is with movies or even books, it's easy to attract attention for new dramas if they are follow-ups because they have the existing fan base already. But on the other hand, it's also not an easy task to have the same amount of success as the first series. So what do you think about this dilemma? Or maybe I should not call it a dilemma, maybe a challenge?
Maybe challenge or dilemma. So as you know, there are a lot of contents, a lot of things to watch these days. So it's not easy to attract the audiences or to keep their attention to it. So if a work becomes popular, the producers or the creators wanted to make other works based on it, and or they expand the stories as prequels or sequels. And as you say, it's not easy, but it's kind of a safer way to attract more audiences in the a commercial business. So that's why the many films or TV shows are based on novels or webtoons or web novels or previous work. So that's the things. A lot of Yeon Sang-ho's work produced as many different diverse platforms like webtoons or TV shows or films, and he's one of the writer-director who created a lot of work in diverse platforms. So there are many webtoons or web novels adapted to the TV shows and the films. And there are prequel films or TV shows like 범죄도시, The Roundup. It's another successful movie. So actually, it has been a fourth series, and it's coming next. I think it's released the next one next year.
Right.
And the famous film Arirang, the eye extractioner, it's another good example. So when producing the work based on the existing fandom, it's sometimes not easy to satisfy their expectations. But on the other hand, it's a safer way to adapting the pre-verified stories or characters than creating whole new work.
That makes sense. And along with these seasonal series, streaming platforms are also releasing a lot of spin-offs, right?
Right. Those focus on different aspects, characters, or details of the premier series, but still on the kind of same universe as the original work. So, Professor Ji, what would you say are some of the recent popular spin-offs that's has been released?
Yeah, there are some spin-offs recently released, and there are, for instance, Spice of Our Love, 사장님의 식단표 is a short spin-off based on the recent TV and drama No Gain, No Love, 손해보기 싫어서. It's a very short series with the 2 episodes. And more recently, 동재, The Good or the Bastard, 좋거나 나쁜 동재 is a Korean name, has been releasing both on TV and TVN, which is a spin-off from a famous mega hit TV drama Stranger, 비밀의 숲. So 동재 was not a lead character at the original series, but it's very, very interesting, and actually people love the character. So the 동재 through the season 1 and 2 of the original series. So 동재, The Good or the Bastard, is telling a story from 동재's point of view. So it's a different point of view. And the tone and theme of it is a little bit different from the original series. So while the Stranger are more serious, the Dongjae, the Good or the Bastard is kind of mix of the seriousness and the sense of humor. So, and the audiences could enjoy the expanded story with the well-known character, but it's a different point of view. So I guess it's gonna be a good example of the success of the spin-offs.
All right, and one final question, Professor Ji. Are spin-offs being produced for the same reason as seasonal series? And do you think this trend will continue?
Yeah, I guess so. But they, especially for the OTT, the seasonal series is a kind of their strategy, one of the strategies. So they just produced like a small season, like a few episodes, and see how the people like it, how the audiences like it, and before deciding to produce the next one or not. But the spin-offs are a little bit different reason. So the spin-offs or series are based on the success of the original series. That's the same reason. But while the series is like expand the story with the same characters and the same actually expand the storylines, but spin-offs has the different point of view and different tone and different theme. So the audiences can find more like a diverse enjoyment from the spin-offs. So I think it's gonna be another trend of it, the media contents.
And we will have lots to look out for in the rest of the year, probably next year as well. So thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on the latest OTT trends, Professor Ji.
Thank you very much.
And that brings us to the end of today's program. Thank you, Bella, for starting off the new week with us, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Yes, I'll see you tomorrow.
And thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave, and hope you join us again on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Korea time, and maybe one day here in Korea.